Hello and welcome back to MFAC Coaching. This is a YouTube collab loop group video on the theme of budget, which I am very excited about. We're going to talk about budgeting our time, and I'm going to show you how I figured out a way to budget my time each week, and what I had to find, what I find important, how to set aside that time, etc. So I'm going to walk you through my process of essentially how I use 8 planners every week, because that's what's needed for me to figure out how to budget my time. And hopefully that will interest you and you'll stick around. All right, so let me talk you through my process. Because I plan on Sundays, and I also record my lectures for my classes on Sundays, the first planner I pull out most weeks is my teacher planner, and I create a spread. It can be a simple spread, but right now, like this week, I needed a space for 5 different classes per se. Next week, so on Sunday, I'll have 2 classes will have ended. Where are they? The 2 classes here, and I will be adding 3 classes. So that means 2 classes will continue, and I'll add 3. So I'll continue to need 5 spaces to write. So I'll create a spread that has 5 spaces to write, and then I will walk myself through what is needed in terms of what I need to grade in each class that week, and if I need to do a lecture, what I need to give that lecture on. Once I do that, then I pull out this planner. This is my daily planner. If I haven't already, I will, of course, then decorate this one. I do the decorations because it gets me to use the planner, and I love them. It is just so much fun to decorate. Some weeks I have a lot of time, and I allow that decoration to take time. And some weeks I do a lot less, based on really just the timing and what I have. So let's go ahead and look at Monday, because I'll start with Monday. I'll take what is in the teacher planner in terms of grading, and I will put all the grading down a little bit each day, because I cannot grade everything in all my classes in one day. I'm teaching 5 classes. Some of those classes have up to 36 students. Some assignments are 10 pages long. If I told myself I was going to grade 360 pages worth of assignments in one day, there is just no way. So as a way to budget my time, I put Monday through Friday, what grading will I be able to do? Fingers crossed. So in an ideal world, I'll be able to do this grading on Monday, this grading Tuesday, this grading Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I leave Saturday and Sunday are usually open in terms of grading. This week is a little different because grades are due for one of my classes on this Sunday. So I have to complete my grading for this one class on Saturday so that I can let the student know what his grade is, and he can get back to me, have any questions in 24 hours when I submit that grade on Sunday. So you'll see that. And then Sundays are when I do my lectures, and I'll have 4 lectures that I have to do. That is a lot of lectures for one day, but that's why I try not to do any grading on that day. And that is how I kind of budget my time. I bring in some, I build in, I should say, times where there's less that I have to do in case my schedule doesn't work out as planned, and that way I can do that. So I leave Saturdays open, so that ideally I don't have to do any grading, but should something happen and I do, I have that day open to do the grading. In my kind of scheduling, I will now have this planner out. It will now be decorated, and so I will go ahead and look at my calendar and see what events are scheduled for a specific time, and I'll write that out for each day, which then encourages me to go ahead and look at my work planner. This is my work planner. It is the B5, I believe. Yeah, B6 Vertical Tori Artis planner. So in this one, I write down just what the parts of the schedule are work related, and then I usually write down a to-do list of things that are off the kind of beaten path at my job. There are certain things I have to do every day at my job, and then there are things that I can do if there are downtime or if I just need to squeeze it in. And so that's my to-do list. Once this is done, you probably guessed it, I pull back out the catch-all planner and I budget out when I believe I'll be able to get those items from this to-do list done. Mondays are kind of crazy days at work. There's been a buildup of email. Students tend to remember they need things. So I don't put things that I need to do extra on Monday. But you'll see if I can, like here's the little UPS thing that I need to do. That was work. Here's work, work, work. So just one little thing every day that doesn't have a specific time of day attached to it, but that I need to do. After that, I tend to pull out my Instagram planner. My Instagram planner is a Happy Planner Classic size. And this is where I write down the different PR groups I'm in, what I hope to do with this YouTube channel in the week, as well as what I hope to do to promote my Patreon group. So I have 4 teams that I'm doing PR for, and so I write down what posts I hope to do for them. I write down what I'm doing for YouTube, what my Patreon, how I want to promote my Patreon in that week, and then a little to-do list relating to these items. And then, you guessed it, I take what's on here, which you'll notice is more of like a brain dump. These are the things I need to do. And then I put them on this planner. This planner then tells me what day of the week I have said I will post those posts on Instagram. And any to-do list items. So one of the to-do list items was to edit and record this video. So here it is. I need to video, I need to record and edit this video. I need to do it on Tuesday because Monday would be a better day. I'd love to do these things earlier, and if I was more ahead, I would, but I just knew with my work and other schedule, I have choir in the evening. I do not have any evening time on Monday. So I needed to do that video on Tuesday, so it got put on Tuesday. And then if there's any other videos that I need to do, I will write those down. Instagram, stills, reels, you'll see that a couple times. The idea is that I need to create this videos and the stills that I said I will do on these different days. Otherwise, sometime in that morning or throughout that day, I have to actually create these videos if I haven't done that yet. This week is a little interesting of a week. I usually would have other activities I would do in the evenings written out. Another night to record a video, for instance. But because of grading, I have grades that are due this Friday and grades that are due this Sunday. I had to just say in my evenings that I will be grading and then maybe doing a little bit of something else, but not a lot bit of anything else, because I have so much grading to do. So much grading. All right. But you'll notice I am not done. Okay. So after that, after the Instagram, then I'm going to pull out my podcast planner. I have a podcast with my best friend. It drops on Thursdays each week, and we record at least once a week so that we can stay ahead. And here is my podcast planner. All these words, Patreon, podcast, like I need them to have I need them to start with different letters and be totally different words. I know they're totally different words, but they start with the same letter, and that is just too much for my brain. Patreon, planner, podcast. Anyway, this is an angel planner in, again, that B6 size. Yeah, B6, B5? B6 size. Sorry. And I create a spread each week so I can say what it is that we're going to talk about. And largely, I just make sure I create a spread so that I can remember to set aside the time, to budget my time to edit that video or that podcast. We don't do video. It's all just words, auditory. So you'll see podcast edit here. I, by default, edit that podcast on Tuesday nights. I could do Wednesday nights because it drops on Thursday, but my co-host is in England, and so the timing works out. But I like to give her more time. She has a child, so that if he gets sick, if he can't, if he just has a rough night, she has more than just one opportunity to complete the editing. So that's done every Tuesday, but I make sure I do a spread and have the podcast planner so that I don't forget to budget the time. Then, as some of you know, I have a Patreon group. So the next one I pull out is my Patreon planner. Here is my Patreon planner. I have been using a Planner Perfect every month. It's not a system that I really have found that I love. I think these are well-crafted monthly planners, and I do love them for that. But this system, because in my Patreon group, I'm oftentimes referring back to something I did months ago, it's really helpful if I had that all in one planner, and I don't. So next year I will be doing this planner as one planner instead of as 12 separate planners. But it was really fun to get something in the mail and new artwork every month. So I do highly encourage the Planner Perfect subscription. I create a spread every week. I try to do a post every day. That sometimes some days are missed, but usually you get about five posts if you're in a paid group. The more you pay, the more of my attention you get, to be really honest. And so I create a spread. I think about what are the things that I'll be talking about this week. I have weekly categories. This month we are talking about curiosity and being curious about ourselves, largely because it's the month of October. Yes, it's October, and that is a fun month to just kind of be self-exploratory, and so we're talking about different values all month and how we can highlight and live into those values and decide which are our key values. So this week we'll be talking about courage. Once that spread is done, then I come back and make sure that I save time to create and plan more. So I write my Patreon posts in the mornings. Right now I am not ahead in any way, shape, or form. So Tuesday morning, I write it. It goes out Tuesday around 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then same thing Wednesday. If a morning happens and I can't post, that's okay, but that means a post does not go out that day. So I am trying to budget a little bit of my time in the evenings so I can maybe get ahead, fingers crossed. This week is not a great week for that because of the grading, but I do need breaks when I grade. I cannot grade for hours at a time. I can grade for maybe an hour depending on the assignment. And so I do need something that's going to help me break up that time, and doing something I work on and love is one of those things. And I love my Patreon group and I love my Patreon members, and as such it is something really fun. And so I have that on multiple nights, knowing that I won't be able to do a really long stretch. I will not be able to do one of those stretches where I get to sit and luxuriate and think about how I want to make things even better in that group, but I can do some getting ahead, some thinking about topics, etc. In other words, I know that if I can budget some small amounts of time, I can still get ahead and use that time wisely towards my Patreon group, and I'm including that in my time each week. Now, the last two planners I do, you're only going to see a little bit of in this planner. So the next one is my workout and hobbies planner. And this is my newest planner. This is a notebook. I got it from Moulin Rouge when I was last in Paris, just this last August. And I decided to use it to talk about largely working out. But I knew that I couldn't, if I just budgeted my time to say I'm going to work out, I knew that would not happen. I don't love working out. It's a big hassle. In the summer, it's too hot. We don't have air conditioning, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you know. And so I decided to call it a habits planner starting on September 8th. And that way I could document more than just working out. I can document my reading. And so that's what I've been doing. And so my goal, essentially my plan, is to budget my time to work out every day. And the idea for that is, I know that's not going to happen. And so if I try to plan it for every day, maybe it will happen. I don't know. I might have to change that attitude, but because I will create a spread, then I will come into the catch-all planner and I will look at my schedule and figure out what mornings a workout might be possible. So I tried to work out yesterday. I tried to work out today. I'm going to be very honest, neither day was successful. I'm going to make some changes after analyzing this planner, or I should show you this planner. And I am going to see if that helps me. I'm going to wake up a little earlier. I'm going to do some different things with my workout clothes, trying to cut out all the barriers that are preventing me from working out. But I do need to budget the time. And so I budget the time. I budget the time in the mornings because I have learned if I try for any other time of day, it's not going to happen. If I have to go into the office, it's not going to happen. If I am working from home with this job, it's not going to happen. I think if I work from home continuously, I would have a different attitude, but I only work from home one day a week. And so I really have to essentially prove to my bosses that I am being super time efficient when I'm at home. And so I just can't have a different attitude about budgeting my time to work out. And so the workout does have to happen in the mornings. I know that about myself. So we're going to see if we can make that happen. So I told myself I would work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was going to take Thursday off because I just won't have time. And then quite honest, I think I forgot. So I will try and work out on Friday. And even, well, probably not on Saturday because I do have an event, but I will try to work out on Sunday, particularly because some of my morning stuff on Sunday is different. My last planner will not have anything to do with this, but I want to show you what the thing that I do every morning. My last and final planner is my gratitude and journal planner. Every day I wake up, and so today's Tuesday, so tomorrow I will wake up and I will ask myself, what was one thing I am grateful for that happened yesterday? And I will write that down. Then I will go to the weekly planner and I will write down what happened that day, what was important, what came to mind, what is special, etc. Anything I want. It is my journal planner. I can journal about anything I want. So that is the last planner. Obviously, I don't need to put it in here. I don't put it in here because I know I'm going to do it every morning. And if I don't, that's okay. Many times on Saturday, well, particularly Sunday. Sunday is a day where I allow myself to sleep in. I allow myself to just kind of go with the flow with what I feel, so that I do not feel too penned in by a schedule. So I do not schedule this specifically, but I know that I will pretty much be doing this at about 6 a.m. in the morning. And so that is how I budget my time each week. And you can see there are some weeks and some days. Yesterday I did pretty good. I got almost everything done. The thing that isn't done is circled. Zoom in a little for you. And you'll see that like last week, last Wednesday, there was, one thing, two things of the whole day got done. But I will try and go back and do them. So you'll see check marks by things that are circled because that means later on in the week, I was able to go back and do that. And so some weeks are better than others. Let's see, about getting stuff done. But that is how I've learned it is best for me to budget my time. I do this scheduling on Sundays. And if that isn't available, then sometimes I do it Monday mornings. I've done it on Saturday. It can be pretty flexible. The one thing you didn't see, because I'm not always great about doing it, is I do a meal plan here. Right now, I'm in a very lucky time period where my husband is really enjoying cooking because he has a little bit more time. So I'm not doing that as much. Essentially, I just tell him, what day of the week do you not want to cook? And I'll do that. And whatever's in the house, I'll just cook. But when I'm being by myself, or when I am participating more in the cooking, I will write it all out: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, so that was my take on budgeting. There's more to it, but I'm going to leave you there. I would love to hear how you think about budgeting your time. Are you someone who really likes the time, like to plan everything for a specific time of day? Are you someone who likes to see a really full day? Or are you someone who feels more creative with a more open, a more blank day? How do you schedule and get all the things that you need to do done? How do you budget your time? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to follow along in the next video to see the next person's take on budgeting. Thank you so much for being here today. The groups I PR for will be in the notes below, and I hope you will be here for my next video. Take care. Bye.